Okay, Ms. Young, this is the Superior Court of Clayton County. My name is Brad Gardner. I'm a magistrate judge in Clayton County, but I'm sitting by designation as a Superior Court judge to hear this matter. This case involves petitions for a stalking restraining order. The status of the case at this time is that a ex parte protective order has been issued on the application of one party, which is you. The purpose of the hearing today is to determine whether the protective order will be continued. And that may happen in two ways. The first way is that both sides can consent or agree to a continuation of the protective order. And of course, we don't have the other side present. If that does not occur, then the petitioner, which is you, will have the burden of proving by preponderance of the evidence that the respondent has committed an act of stalking and that there is a reasonable likelihood of future acts of stalking. If the order is continued, it will stay in effect for 12 months. It will automatically expire at that time. The order will be converted into a permanent order only upon the written motion of the petitioner following an additional hearing before the court. If the order is going to be continued today, there are a number of issues that may need to be resolved upon your particular circumstances, and we'll address those as we move along. If you have shared use of any property with the other party, whether it's a residence, automobiles, furnishings, or anything else, that may have to be decided also as to who has custody or possession of those items. If you have incurred obligations to pay debts with the other party, the responsibility for making payments on those debts during the time of this order is in effect must be decided. If both sides in your case would like a chance to talk, which we can't do because the respondent is not present, I would generally allow that. If you are the person who filed the case and you no longer want the stalking order, just let us know and we'll dismiss it. Do you want to proceed here today?
Yes.
Okay. If the order is issued today and you perceive that there are problems with the order, either as its terms or the failure of the other side to comply with the order, do not try to call me to speak about your case. I could not speak with you with one side of any case without the presence of the other side. You can file a motion for contempt if you need an additional hearing. So with that being said, are you prepared to go forward?
Yes.
Okay. So I've read the petition and I understand basically what's going on. I'm gonna need you to raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm any statements you make during this proceeding shall be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, tell me what happened.
Well, Ari is someone I dated in 2020. Ended the relationship December 26th of 2020. And from December to about March, it was every day he was calling me. On the weekends, I would show up at my cousin's house and we gather there, just have drinks, watch sports or whatnot. And he would show up. He was always trying to, I miss you, I want you back. And I'm telling him, like, just leave me alone. It's over. I would get phone calls. I had to end up blocking him from my phone calls, from my phone. He would text me. I had to block him from there. He would send me Facebook messages. I had to block him from there. He would email me. So I had to block from there. And once there was like no more communication, he would start talking to my family or to my friends, anyone he thought I was talking to, any guy he thought I was talking to, he tried and pick fights with them. And I thought it would blow over in 2021, but it seemed to have gotten worse to where the first weekend of January, second weekend of January, we was having a party for my cousin and he showed up. He tried to fight my brother. He tried to fight another guy who he thought I was talking to. And at that point, I just had enough because it has been over a year. And I thought it was just blow over. I thought he'd get the point, but he hasn't. He's reaching out to other family members through Facebook Messenger, and it's too much. Even like when I go get my nails done, I have a powder blue 86 Chevy Suburban. So it's noticeable. Everybody who knows me knows that's my vehicle. If I'm getting my nails done and he sees my truck, he'll wait in the parking lot for me. If he sees my truck anywhere in Jonesboro or Stockbridge, it's like he's waiting for me. And when I come to my truck, he's like, Brandy, can I talk to you? Brandy. If he sees me at a local bar, he comes in and he just, Brandy. For real, Brandy. And I'm like, Ari, please just leave me alone. Like, it's been over a year and he's not getting it. And even when he got served this restraining order, he's reaching out to people talking about, oh, well, I guess she's serious. I might as well just leave her alone, or I'm not allowed to go anywhere. It's like, it's still constant. He's trying to reach out to people to reach to me, and it's just too much.
How long were you in a relationship with Mr. Proctor?
Probably about 10 months. It was from February of 2020, right before the whole COVID hit. And then it ended, like I said, December 26, 2020.
Did the two of you ever live together?
No.
Have you ever filed an incident report regarding his contacts?
No.
Is there a reason you never called the police to report this behavior?
I honestly thought it was going to die down. And for me, it was more of a nuisance than a police matter. Because like I said, it was only probably 1 or 2 times he'd grab my arm, say, hey, can I talk to you? And when I snatched away, he just stopped trying to grab me. But it was just more of a nuisance. It wasn't until, like I said, January of this year, right a couple of days before I came in to file this, where it got physical, to where he was trying to, like I said, trying to fight my brother, trying to fight my friends, trying to fight me. And it's like, at this point, everyone's like, Brandy, you just got to put it in a restraining order. This can't go on for any longer. I never even thought about it. Like I said, I just thought it would just blow away. Never really had an issue like this in my life. So it's like, I just really thought it would go away until now, and it's not.
You said that has he ever threatened you?
No.
So basically your testimony is that he's been contacting you in an effort to try to get back into a relationship with you.
Yes.
And you told him to leave you alone, and he never stopped the contact.
Yes, I've told him this on numerous occasions, from December 27th until early part of January of 2022.
And the reason I'm asking these questions is because all I can issue you today is a piece of paper. It's not a shield and it's not a sword. And a lot of times, once an order issues, that's when the danger really comes into play. And so if you have not sought to have his behavior modified through the police, I'm concerned more about your safety by issuing the order.
Rather have that order, because if it do escalate, that's just an extra additive to have him put away. Because I can also just call and say, hey, he's harassing me, he's threatening me, and a police officer can come and say, okay, sir, you go your way, ma'am, you go your way, and he can continue to do it again. If I had this piece of paper, he will at that point get locked up.
You're not hearing me. You're not hearing me. He's going to get served this piece of paper.
Uh-huh.
And if he intends to do you harm, he's going to do you harm before the police ever get there. So you're going to have a piece of paper that says for him to leave you alone, but you're going to be dead. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but again, I'd rather have paper.
All right. One of the concerns as a judge that I have to think about with this is whether people are getting this piece of paper just so they can use it to put out in somebody's face and say, I got this piece of paper, leave me alone. If a person is truly afraid, I can't see why they wouldn't go to the police.
Uh-huh.
But if a person wants a piece of paper to have leverage over someone else, then they'd rather come get a piece of paper to try to use that as leverage than to go to the people that can actually protect you.
At this point, I'm not afraid because I can hold my own. Prior military, I can hold my own. So I'm not afraid. Thing is, it was more of a nuisance. And I felt like I shouldn't have to keep calling the police because of this nuisance. Because there's other things that's going on for the police to handle. But like I said, because this nuisance has been going on for over a year, it's time for me to just restraining order, just stay away from me. Hopefully this 12 months will get me completely out his system and we won't have to deal with this anymore. That's what I'm hoping for. And it's not like, again, it's not like I'm afraid for my life. It's just, I need him to understand when I say I'm done, this paper is letting you know it's time to move on. Do what you got to do, because if you keep harassing me, I won't say harassing, basically harassing. If you keep harassing me, it's consequences. You, at some point, 32, 33, you're going to have to grow up. So like I said, I would rather have this piece of paper than to not.
Okay, so paragraph 3 in the form that you filled out, it says, on about January 14, 2022, the respondent has knowingly and willfully committed the following acts of stalking under OCGA section 16590, harassing me to talk to him. After I refused, he then began to harass my family and friends, leading to almost fighting. And similar events may occur in the future. Now, this is the important part. These acts had no legitimate purpose, happened at places other than the residence of the respondent, were without the consent of the petitioner, and placed the petitioner in reasonable fear for her or his own safety and or the safety of her or his immediate family. So that's why I was asking you those questions, because as a judge, I have to consider the law.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've heard from you is that you said you're not in fear, but you meet the other elements.
I'm not in, right now, I'm not in physical fear. Because again, it's just a nuisance. Like, I have family around me. I'm from here. I'm born and raised here. I have family around me. Anytime I go places, I'm only with family. And so I guess that's why I'm not really in fear, because again, if I rarely leave my house without family. My entire family is from here, mom's side, dad's side. But it's more of a fear of situations. Like, if there's a fight, any one of my family can go to jail. We all have something to lose. And with him constantly coming, and it's like, at this point, it's not even just harassing me. He'll harass my family. Hey, what's Brandy doing? Who's she talking to now? Why do you think she's not talking to me? What's going on? And it's pissing everybody off because again, it's been a year, over a year, and he's continuing to do it. So since he has been served, he hasn't showed up anywhere. I let my family know from my cousin's house, he's not allowed back over there. And it's like, this has actually helped. Even when I go to my mom's house, his parents stay in the same neighborhood as my mom's. So when I used to go to her house, I would see him ripping up and down the road until I got back to my car. I don't see that anymore. So this paper is helping. It may not be, like you said, a shield or anything, but it's help. He's getting it in his head. I am serious. Leave me alone.
Okay, I'm gonna issue stalking protective order.
Okay.
It's gonna get prepared and filed today. Is there anything else?
No, sir. I thank you.
Okay. And take care of yourself and protect yourself.